Hey everyone, it's Bob again. Yeah, lately we've had a couple things that needed some attention on the truck, so this video is going to be about some of the things we had to do to it, and show you what we did. Okay, as you saw, I had a little bit of an accident. That was in my previous video. It buggered up the bumper. They ended up getting a new bumper, and I put it on. You know, it wasn't that big of a deal. It's just a few bolts and that, and so I changed it out right when I got back from that trip. So here's the video of me doing that. The thing about the bumper that was funny, you may not be able to tell, but it took 3 of us to lift it up because the new bumper was actually way heavier than the old one. I was able to just pick the old one off and carry it in. The other thing about it was, for an OEM bumper, they said it was between $2,000 and $2,500. They went and got an aftermarket one, but it was only $400 to $500, they said. I know some of you had seen the cracks that were in my windshield, so yeah, we finally got some new windshields and put them in. Just as a disclaimer, it was me and Shane changing the windshields, and we are not professionals by any stretch of the imagination, so try not to laugh too hard, but the camera angles aren't perfect, but you'll get the idea what it was, what kind of a job it was to change both windshields out. But we got her done. my steering all of a sudden started to act up a little weird, and it was when you would turn the wheel, it would kind of bind up and then it would go. And I wasn't quite sure what that was, because my power steering fluid was up and everything. It wasn't making any noises. Or in talking with Jared, he said he had that problem, and it was the U-joints in the steering column. So I took it apart and checked those, and yeah, one was bad, but we changed both of them. Okay, this is the steering shaft, and you have a U-joint down at the bottom, and that's the one that locked up. See, that's the way it's supposed to work. This way it doesn't. And you also have one up at the top, and it's really hard to get to. And you'll see them struggle to get to it. However, we ran into some issues after the fact with a truck with traction control that this one does have. When we got done changing it, we had to get the steering wheel right, and we didn't mark the shaft. So actually, one of the joints had been turned 180 degrees from what it was, and so my steering wheel was off. You can see the bolt right there. That it will only go in one way, and there's another one up on the upper end too. The problem was they didn't mark them when they took them apart, and when they put them back together, it was actually turned 180 degrees off, and that's what caused the problem with the traction control. Was the steering wheel didn't line up, and the computer noticed that, and so it set a code. With the computer, if you turn the wheel more than 90 degrees when it's not connected, then it sets a code in the computer. So when we put it together, the wheel was 180 off, and so we turned it, and that's 180 degrees, so it set a code. We didn't know that, but as soon as I started driving it, I saw I had a traction control light on. We had to take it into our mechanic, Matt, and in his shop, and then he hooked it up to the computer and was able to reset it. But these aren't the old school style trucks. When they get so high tech, everything's connected and it causes problems. So yeah, that's some of the things we have to do on occasion. You know, you got to keep up on it, and there's a lot of things that we can do ourselves. It's a lot cheaper, and there's some things that you just can't do yourself anymore, and you got to take it into you know, a full-fledged shop where the guy knows what he's doing. So we got several things fixed up, and now the truck's good to go again for who knows how long. So anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you out there on the road.